Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Online Schools podcast, hosted by yours truly, Ali. I am the founder of the school. So in today's episode, we're going to be covering bullying. Why are we so passionate about having zero tolerance towards bullying at the online school? Some experiences of how bullying has happened in the school and how we've eradicated it. And also times where I've experienced bullying in my current age, and how I've also tackled that to make sure that this school remains a healthier place and a healthy place for children to remain and feel safe. So first of all, why bullying? It's one of our core values here to make sure that every child is safe, because being someone who's experienced bullying firsthand, I understand how it can impact someone's mental health, their confidence, the thoughts that they have in their mind, and how it can affect them through and throughout. I remember as a kid, if someone ever called me a name, I'd think about it again and again and again to the point that I'd get a migraine and I'd end up throwing up. That's how bad bullying got for me. And on the outside, I tried to remain strong because people would talk like that to each other, but for some reason, I used to take it to heart. That doesn't mean to say just because someone else thinks it's right, it means that it should be okay and acceptable by everyone. Everyone has their own feelings and their emotions, and they're entitled to feel sensitive or upset if that's how they want to feel. And just because someone else doesn't get upset by it, that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to. That being said, we also teach children to be resilient here and appreciate the realities of the world, and that they should work on being thick-skinned and being braver and not being so susceptible to other people's tricks or what bullies do to help bring them down. But long story short, this is why we have a zero tolerance towards bullying. It means that we appreciate that children have been bullied. It's caused them trauma. We appreciate children are leaving school nowadays because of crazy accounts of bullying from all sorts of peers, including teachers. And that just leaves children feeling so lost, because even our most trusted figures are turning their backs on us and laughing and pointing fingers at us. Then who do we actually turn to? Who are we really safe from? The children can be safe here at the online school, and that's a promise that we make. Our tolerance towards bullying is 0 to none. That means that if someone does something here with malicious intent, they'll be guided and they'll be given a warning. And that one warning is all you get. Because you need to know and you need to understand that it doesn't cost you anything to be nice to someone. If you do something with the intention of hurting someone, then after your first warning, you do that again, you are out and you will not get a refund. So you can explain that to your parents. But because of this policy, it's interesting how the parents and the students both work together to make sure that they remain in the school, because who wouldn't want to be in a school where the environment is so positive and healthy, where everyone can feel safe, and whatever avenue or walk of life they come from, they won't get judged. It's a beautiful feeling. It gives you an amazing sense of confidence and safety that is just unmatched to anywhere else in the education system. So, for a quick story about how me, the founder of the online school, has been susceptible to or victim to bullying over the last couple of years, it's been interesting. I'm going to give you guys a bit of an insight as to how bullying has taken place within the background of the online school, to me particularly, by individuals that will remain unnamed due to confidentiality reasons. But just want you to know that bullying is everywhere, and we must try our best to rise above it all. So I guess we'll talk about the most recent scenario. I had made a hire of a qualified teacher who was coming on board to help us with some curriculum stuff and help teach some lessons and help do a bit of an audit to make sure that we were getting better. And because this person had experiences and qualifications that we thought would really help benefit the school. And that's what we'd like to do. We always like to call upon trusted people who have experiences from all walks of life and different environments, so we can make sure that we're not missing a trick here, that we're really giving our children all of the best of what the world has to offer. Now, this person came in and they started suggesting things such as a full-on timetable where there were no breaks, a mandatory policy that children need to put on their cameras, and making these changes without any notice. Now, I appreciate that the person came in and they wanted to hit the ground running and make changes that they thought would do really, really well for the school. But what they didn't seem to appreciate is that they had a lot of physical school experience, mainstream school experience, but they were just trying to take those experiences and put them into our online school, which were not going to work for the students that we have here. Our students need notice. Some of our students are shy and they don't want to put themselves on cameras because that will increase their anxiety. And they need to be well informed about changes well in advance, because if they don't, that can also make them anxious because they would like to know what's happening so they can plan and mentally prepare themselves. So I pushed back, I challenged them, and I said no. And unfortunately, sometimes bullies, they don't like to hear the word no. And I wanted to protect the children. I compromised with them to say, all right, we can make a few changes and we'll see how it goes and how the children respond back to it. But there are certain things that I will not budge on. I will not make it a mandatory policy for children to go on camera, because I know without any testing required that children have told me time and time again that they just would not feel confident and comfortable. Try to use that word together now. I made it, I don't even know what I was trying to say there, but you know what I mean. And the person didn't like it. They thought that their experience trumped my opinion and my understanding of the students that we have here, and more importantly, what the children wanted. But I told them this was a school for the children, by the children, and it would always remain that way. They disagreed because all of the experiences and all the training courses they had gone on didn't agree with that. And there was a difference of opinion. And because I wanted to protect the young people here at the school, I basically had to tell them that we will not allow this behavior. This person in turn decided to then hold us ransom by threatening to leave without notice, violating their contract, and leaving us with a bunch of lessons that didn't have teachers in them, and then decided to go online and write really mean things about us, things that would potentially harm our reputation. And I guess the point is that I'm glad that they're out, and I don't regret the fact that I push back on certain things, because I know our students really, really appreciate it. But it does show that a bully will always be a bully. They will be frustrated and they will try to take out their frustrations on other people and be bitter. But it's important to protect your own energy. And I didn't let it harm my energy. I didn't let it harm our mission of making this the best and the safest school for children all around the world. And I never will. Other examples of bullies: certain teachers have wanted to pursue agendas here at the school and manipulate curriculum to suit their own agendas, when I've made it very clear that this is a politically neutral place where everyone is accepted, but unless the information that you will teach in these lessons will be fully aligned with helping children to do really well in their exams, core curriculum subjects are a place where I'd like to leave political matters out of it. Some teachers didn't like that. I say some teachers, there was one teacher in particular. And then once again, they then threatened to leave and said that you need me, and basically asked me to compromise on the values that I had for the school. And once again, I wouldn't compromise that because I know what impact that could have on the parents and the children. More importantly, ultimately, always goes back to the children. So once again, I was left in a situation where we had teachers who had left the school, and we had lessons that didn't have teachers. But once again, we are committed to always making sure that those lessons go ahead, and those lessons did go ahead, and the students loved them. And it taught us how to make sure that we get better teachers, more committed teachers. Even though all of these teachers that were qualified, they had the relevant background checks, they had the references, they had the experience, but that's just testament to us that sometimes just because something looks good on paper and just because they tick off all the boxes that people look for, doesn't make them worthy of being able to teach your child. The heart needs to be in the right place. Their values need to align. And more importantly, I guess going back to the point on this, I said no to these people. They didn't like it. Bullies never like it when you stick up to them. But I stuck up to them for the sake of the children at the school, and will continue to do so. So guys, this has been a bit of a roundabout way of letting you know that bullying exists. I have been bullied, even up until the present day. But the important thing is to safeguard yourself, stand up for your values, learn to say no to bullies, but still remember to stay safe. If someone asks you on the street and threatens you, please don't go and be a hero. Remember to always protect yourself. Not to say that that would happen, hopefully you always remain safe, and I hope you will always remain safe. But know when to say no, and know when to stand up for yourself, and always be safe and safeguard your mental health. And that's one thing you can guarantee here at the online school, that this is a place that you will be able to remain safe, because we appreciate the impact that bullying will have on people. And we will do our best to safeguard you and make sure that your child, or you guys, if you are the students who are listening, that you can always be safe here. That's my promise to you. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Catch you again soon. Take care.